स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दशूरये सच्चित् सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So namaste vanakkam. So today is the auspicious birth anniversary of Swami Subodhananda Maharaj, who is one of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Today the talk supposed to be in Tamil, and in between there was some Maharaj is not well. That's why I am just speaking on his behalf in English. So in Bhagavad Gita, in the 16th chapter, Daiva Sura Sampad Vibhaga Yogam, in this chapter, in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the qualities of a divine person has been explained. In that there is a beautiful quality called Arjavam. Arjavam means simplicity, straightforwardness. This simplicity and straightforwardness, the Swami Subodhananda is personified the quality of simplicity. Because when you look at his picture, you understand childlike nature. Sri Ramakrishna often quotes in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the one who has a childlike nature, simplicity, they realize God. Swami Subodhananda is a simplicity personified. Arjavam, that quality has. Because no crookedness, they are so simple, they only realize God. So that is why in later life, the monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna himself used to call this Swami as, Koka, that means small child. So, Subodhananda, after he's gone up, also, people used to call him, in the Ramakrishna order, he is known as the Koka Maharaj. Koka means small child. So he was born in Calcutta, and his father was Krishna Das Ghosh, and the mother name was Sarada Devi. When you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the life and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, there is a place, Tantaniya Kali temple. Sri Ramakrishna very often used to go, that mention. The Tantaniya Kali temple mention also we find in the history of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. In fact, that temple was owned by these people, this family, Nayanatara Ghosh, Nayanatara Devi and Krishna Das Ghosh. They owned that temple. And they used to, every day they used to go to that temple, and Sri Ramakrishna also many times visited. When he was a boy, he used to live in Jamapakur to help Ram Kumar. We know the story that in order to help his brother Ram Kumar, when Sri Ramakrishna was a child, he was living in Jamapakur. So near Jamapakur only Tantaniya Kali temple is there. Sri Ramakrishna very often used to visit that temple. Then this boy name is Subodh, and all these great disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, unless they have some kind of religious inclination since from the childhood, they cannot become so great disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So this boy also has got inclination since from childhood with religious temperament, and simple and very sweet nature, and he is very brilliant in studies also. Especially he is specially gifted in mathematics, and this boy was so very intelligent boy and brilliant boy. In the very young age itself, the parents, they wanted to marry him. Then immediately he said, family life is not meant for me. And there are so many matches also were coming because of his extraordinary qualifications. And then he decided, if I study well, definitely they will fix a match. So deliberately what he did, he just got very poor marks. Such a poor marks he got, they did not promote him to the next class. Then thanks God anyway, so I got very poor marks, they will not put me into the bondage. By getting a marriage, it's a big bondage for me. Anyway, I will not suit for this life. So deliberately he did not write exams well, he got very poor marks. So he was, see, it is all divine plan, So since he did not get the good marks, they said, we will not promote him to the next class, you have to study in the same class only. Then the parents did not agree, every parents, your child, you don't feel him to study in the second time also same class means, you will change the class. Not only changing class, you will change the school also. In the same way also, this Subodh was shifted to some other school. Luckily, it's probably a divine plan. He was sent to the Vidyasagar College. The Vidyasagar College, where the Master Mahashaya, the chronicle of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, who is the great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, was the master there. And he joined in that Vidyasagar College. So, by divine destiny, anyway, they used to exchange the words about Sri Ramakrishna, Master Mahashaya and Koka Maharaj, Subodh Maharaj. His childhood name was Subodh. Then what happened in the year 1885, his father also heard about Sri Ramakrishna, because his father used to go to Brahma Samaj. Keshav Chandra Sen, as Keshav Chandra Sen used to write some articles on the life and teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Somehow he came to know about Sri Ramakrishna, and that time there was a book written by Surendranath Mitra, so on the Sri Ramakrishna teachings has come out, and that book Subodhananda's father presented the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna to the Subodh, to his son. After reading, he was very much impressed that, it's just nearby Calcutta only the great Paramahamsa I was living. I wanted to go and see that person. Then he went and asked, Papa, you have given me that book, the Paramahamsa book, I was so much impressed, I wanted to see. Then father said, anyway, next holiday, next coming day, next Sunday, we will go and see the Paramahamsa who lives in the Dakshineshwar. Then his eagerness, no, I cannot wait till the next Sunday. Immediately I wanted to see him. That eagerness, already the bonding also already has been happened. So immediately the next day, along with his friend Kshiroth, both of them went to see the Paramahamsa. And when they came to Dakshineshwar, they asked, where is the Paramahamsa? Somebody said, in this room only Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa lives. When they went to his room, immediately Sri Ramakrishna could recognize the divine qualities of this boy. Then after talking to him, he said, you definitely will attain the spirituality. You belong to my inner circle, he says. Because he's a straightforward, simple boy, then immediately he put a question to Sri Ramakrishna saying that, if I am your inner circle, why did you not call me earlier? You would have called me earlier. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, for everything there is a time, right? The right time has come, now you have come here. Then immediately Sri Ramakrishna saw his Samudrikas, there is a Samudrika Lakshanas will be there. Based on that, they will say what you are going to be in the future. And then immediately by looking at this boy Subodh's, its childlike nature and the simplicity and other divine qualities, Sri Ramakrishna said, definitely you will realize God. So then the first meeting itself, Sri Ramakrishna could recognize the divine qualities of this boy and poured his love and affection and the blessings on this boy. And not only that, he said, you will realize God in this very life itself. That was something, he was so happy, Subodh, and felt very happy and thought that, so as early as possible, again I would visit this Swami, Paramahamsa. Again, after some days, again he went to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna was very happy to see the boy again. He has come back, and through the back door, Sri Ramakrishna took the Subodh to other side, and something he has written on his tongue. This is called Diksha, Mantra Diksha we call it. So as soon as something the Bijakshara has, Sri Ramakrishna has written on his tongue, immediately he got some trance, and he had so many divine visions and all. Immediately after writing also, Sri Ramakrishna said, awaken mother, awaken mother. So the moment when Sri Ramakrishna uttered these words, immediately the spiritual feelings in Subodh were aroused. So he saw the divine light. In the divine light, so many visions, so many forms of gods and goddesses also. He saw various forms, and various forms of gods and goddesses. On the 31st August 1885, the Master Mahashaya came, Mahendranath Gupta came to Sri Ramakrishna. Then Subodh also came. Then Sri Ramakrishna introduced Subodh to Sharat and Shashi, who were also direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Ramakrishna-Vivekananda and Swami Sarada Devi. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, first day when he came, all the way he walked actually. First, when he went to Sri Ramakrishna time for the first time, it was very far off. All the way he walked on the foot. Sri Ramakrishna was surprised. Such was his eagerness and longing to see his chosen deity, his Gurudev. And very often he used to come. Sri Ramakrishna advised him, saying that, she's very far off distance. So nearby only the Mahendranath Gupta is there. Whenever you got time, you just go and see the Sri Ramakrishna. Then this boy said, why you are asking me to go to Mahendranath Gupta? He also married person only. He could not give up lust and gold, and what he can teach. Then straight away he put a question to Mahendranath Gupta also. Sri Ramakrishna asked me to go and meet you every now and then. But I told him like this. What did I learn from him? He could not give up a lust and gold. And he's a householder. What did I learn from him? Then immediately Mahendranath Gupta said, what you said is correct. But now I don't have any attachment towards what you have mentioned. But one thing, I have kept some jars with me. That is Sri Ramakrishna's Amrutam, the nectar of teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Whoever comes, I just sprinkle I just sprinkle that water, the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. Whoever comes, I only speak about Sri Ramakrishna and his teachings only. I never talk about worldly things. It impressed him a lot. So very often he used to go and listen from the Mahendranath Gupta about the Sri Ramakrishna's teachings and his Leelas. Then Subodh, Sri Ramakrishna, there was a discussion between Sri Ramakrishna and Subodh. Subodh said, I heard about God. Is it possible to realize God? Can I talk to him directly? Can I have a pratyaksha darshanam? So far only visions only, but he wanted to see in person and all. Sri Ramakrishna clearly said, see, even you can talk to him directly, in that there is no doubt at all. If you just work hard, if you do spiritual practices, definitely you will see him in person and you will also talk to him. Then after some time we know that Sri Ramakrishna's divine Leela, he has encountered with the cancer. Then Subodh, one day he said, because as we said, he is simple nature, childlike nature. Subodh said one day, see, Dakshineshwar is a little cold place when you compare with the Kolkata. Then, please, in order to cure your throat cancer, I will suggest you a remedy. So now and then you just take a tea, because he is very fond of tea. Even in the afternoon we have offered tea to him also. So to Subodhananda we have offered tea. He is very fond of tea. Then since the Dakshineshwar is a little bit cold, because it's far away from the suburbs, far away from the Kolkata, so you every now and then if you can take, that will cure your cancer. Then immediately Sri Ramakrishna also is a childlike nature. Let me try. Then immediately somebody said, don't try, it's already the wound is there. If you put hot tea, it will aggravate. Then that is the suggestions he has given. Then one day, the next day when he visited Sri Ramakrishna, he was suffering so much from the cancer. He said, Baba, so I know very well that, if you want to cure, you can cure. I know it. But why you are not saying to yourself that, you can pray to the Divine Mother, or by your will also you can cure your throat cancer? Why you are not doing? Then immediately he was repeatedly saying that. Sri Ramakrishna said, what you said is true, but I don't want to do. And promise me, again you will not ask this. Because Sri Ramakrishna, if he go on insisting, this boy child like simplicity, so Sri Ramakrishna said, promise me that you will not repeat these words again. So Subodhananda, Subodh said, okay, alright, I will not ask you again. Then after we know that in 1886, August 16th, Sri Ramakrishna attained Mahasamadhi, and all the young disciples joined together in the Varanagar monastery, and finally Subodhananda also, at that time he was not Subodhananda, Subodha also joined in the monastery. They were all the direct disciples who were all gathered there, they were, extremely, austere, and, day and night, just they were only meditating and discussing the leelas of the God and reading the scriptures and all. And what Subodhananda used to do, so he used to get up in the midnight when everyone was sleeping. He used to get up and he used to do whole night japam and meditation. And after some time, he went to Kashi, Omkarnath, along with Brahmanandaji. He went to Vrindavan and he practiced severe austerities and spiritual practices also. Then wherever he goes, there is the only thing he finds, whether he gets the tea or not. So when he was in Vrindavan also, so Vijay Krishna Goswami, who was the disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was living there in Vrindavan. So every day he used to go and get his tea. So there are so many miracles. The miracles, though, we don't give much importance, but sometimes these miracles prove that so you are under the shade of the divine umbrella. So there are so many incidents we come across in the Swami. As I said, after joining in the monastery, Swami Vivekananda, they're all performed Virza Homa, and Swami Vivekananda has given Swami Subodhananda name to Subodh. So that's how his name, his monastic name became Swami Subodhananda. When the Subodhananda was doing the severe austerities and spiritual practices, he was sick. And because by doing the severe religious spiritual practices, his health deteriorated. He was so sick. Then one day he was not able to move at all from that place to get some food. Then one gentleman came and said, Swamiji, are you so-and-so Swami? I wanted to give you something. These are the fruits for you. These are the eatables for you. Then Subodhananda said, why you brought for me? In the previous night, I had a divine dream. In that divine dream, instead of meditating, there is a Swami who is severely practicing the spiritual disciplines. If you serve him, you will get much more spiritual benefits. That's how I got the dream. That's why I came to you. So please accept these things. Then Subodhananda surprised, this is what Sri Ramakrishna, miracle. Sri Ramakrishna, he has arranged for me all these things. Because he was in such a pathetic condition. In the sense, inside there he was in joy, but in the body is so weak, he could not get anything there. So he could not get out of his guha. Then somebody came. That was the Sri Ramakrishna's, somebody, he said afterwards, Sri Ramakrishna only saved me. Then one day he was just swimming in the river, Palgu river. Then somehow he was just going with the stream. Then he thought that, now over, this is my time was over. My time is over, now I am going to die anyway, let me take the God's name. Somehow the divine hand just touched his back and pushed him to the shore. That's all. Then by then he could realize that he was not in the middle of the river, he was on the shore, he was on the bank of the river. Then he said, the Divine Mother only saved me. This is all the miracles. The Divine Mother only saved me. Then one day what happened, he was going from village to village. One day what happened, he was just taking a rest under the banyan tree. And one lady came and said, Swamiji, you in dream, Swamiji, why you are sleeping there? There are so many snakes under your mat. They were not able to come out. You just go there and take rest. Where will I go there? Where will I get place to take rest? There is a police station there. You just go and take rest there. Then immediately he got up and then he started walking there. Definitely, there was a police station also. Then he went, I wanted to take rest in the night, and they said they agreed also. Then afterwards, the next day when he came to the same spot where he was lying, one lady came and said, there were so many snake holes and all. When he found there were so many snakes, it seems. So many snake holes. So those people, the people of that village said, this is the place is infested with the cobras. So the Divine Mother saved him. And then he said, see, this is what the Divine Mother's plan, this is what Sri Ramakrishna's plan. So all people are with me and they are saving me every now and then when I was in great difficulty. So that was the spiritual caliber of Swami Subodhananda ji. So we all know that in the 1897 May 1st, Swami Vivekananda founded this Ramakrishna mission. So initially they were in Alam Bazar. Then we know that they were in utter poverty. So they didn't have anything to eat. One day what they have decided, so they wanted to go to Girish Chandra Ghosh, who was a very close devotee of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Sharadananda ji and Swami Subodhananda ji, both of them went to Girish Chandra Ghosh asking that, Girish, you give us something. So we don't have any food to buy, we don't have any money to buy provisions to prepare food and all. Then immediately, jokingly, because they were all so close when Sri Ramakrishna was alive, they were all so close. So with that close relation only, Swaradananda ji and Subodhananda ji went. Then jokingly, Girish Chandra Ghosh said, where is the money? Then immediately Subodhananda said, if you don't give, we will go to the inner room and then we open that money where you keep and I'll take away. Then immediately Girish Chandra Ghosh laughed, and by then Girish Chandra Ghosh's secretary came. Then Girish Chandra Ghosh said that, whatever the money we have in that box, everything you just give away. That secretary gave all the money. It's just a small incident. Then in the monastery, there are some rules and regulations. We also have some rules and regulations here. So Swami Vivekananda proposed some rule that every monastery should speak on subject, so that they will get trained in the future, so that they will go to some places, they can spread the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. So here also we have, again we are resuming slowly. So then when the Subodhananda turn came to speak some subject, Bhakti or Vedanta or the life and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, then he stood. The moment he stood there, then there was earthquake. The building started shaking. On 12th June 1887 it was happened. Then the building started shaking. Immediately Swami Vivekananda commented, when the Subodhananda stood to give his talk, he gave the talk, building started shaking. He says, you have made an earth-shaking speech. Earth-shaking speech. Then, many, because Swamiji went to West, sometimes with him some foreign lady disciples also used to come. Sometimes Swami Vivekananda used to say to Subodhananda, you go with them and show the Belur Math and all. Then Subodhananda said, they speak only English, I don't know what to speak. No, you just show them, then they will say thank you. When they say thank you, you have to say, I don't care. So then, this is something, that is the reply to the thanks. Then these lady disciples, used to take them around this place and that place. When they say, you have done so much for us, thank you so much, immediately you will say, I don't care. Then what is this Swami? When we say thanks, this Swami says, I don't care, he is not reciprocating. Then finally they came to know that it is a prank of Swami Vivekananda. That was there was always, in that mood only. No grief. It's always in joyous mood only. One day what happened, Swami Vivekananda was meditating. After meditating, he used to take Swami Vivekananda always used to be in a different moods actually. Paratatve sada lino, we sing one stotra. Then after coming out of the meditation, you want to take a hubble bubble, then immediately Subodhananda prepared. So he was so much impressed by the preparation of the hubble bubble. Immediately Swamiji said, I'm so much pleased, Koka. Whatever you want, you ask, I will fulfill. Whatever you want. So his childlike nature, immediately he thought a while. Because Swamiji was in such a bliss, such a high state, he could grant whatever he wants. If the Kaka asks, Subodhananda asks, after thinking a while, Subodhananda asked, yes, I will ask you one thing. What is that? So, throughout my life, I should never miss my tea. That is, a cup of tea I should never miss. Then immediately Swami said, all right, tadhastu. Then later on, some devotees used to ask, Swami Vivekananda gave a boon that, you will get every day one cup of tea throughout your life. Did that boon is fulfilled? Then Subodhananda said, yes. Even sometimes, even the morning if I don't get also, by the day breaks, I get a cup of tea. That's what he used to say. Then one day what happened, so here in monastery, everything is, we do everything, time to time. Bell for food has gone already, and in the dining hall, Brahmanandaji and all other disciples, they were all waiting. Then Swamiji was in room and he was in deep study, he was reading some book. Nobody could go and wake him up, because when Swamiji gets angry means and that's all over. So nobody can dare to go near the Swamiji. Then the Raja Maharaj Swami Brahmanji said, Koka, you just go and bring the Swami Naren. Then Kokama Subodhananji went. Swamiji was in deep meditation, something he was reading, so seriously he was reading. Then immediately, without informing him, Kokama Maharaj picked up that book, shut the book. Then Swami Vivekananda got a bit angry. Hare, I don't know which page I am reading. I was so much involved in that book. I don't know which page I am reading. I know you are reading a 98 page. I have seen it. Immediately closed it. That was the Swami Subodhanandaji. And he conducted many relief operations because he was so tender in heart. He cannot bear the difficulties of the others. He went and conducted in so many places. And when the Calcutta was infected with the plague also, he worked hard. And because he was such a spiritual caliber person, so Brahmanandaji or other disciples used to tell him, why can't you initiate? Because you have so much spiritual power in you, you can initiate. But he used to refuse always, no, I am not the capable person and all. When Holy Mother said, Sarada Devi said, Subodh, you don't know what is your spiritual caliber, you start initiating. Since then, he was initiating. And if you see his religious, if you look at his characteristic traits, he would not accept anything, just as some people wanted to offer so many things, you won't accept at all, you would not accept at all. And his diet was so simple, and his deep, he completely rely on the God. These three main qualities in him, completely relying on God. This is the characteristic marks of a highest realized person. Then there are two teachings. So before we talk about those teachings, this was a brief life incidents about Swami Subodhananda Maharaj. Finally, after practicing severe austerities and engaging himself in the service activities, so he was ill. Then somebody asked me, Swamiji, why you are so much ill? He says, my excessive sadhana and also my intensive work. And wherever I go, I talk so much since morning till evening, I was talking and spreading the message of Sri Ramakrishna. That put me into this predicament. That's why I'm ill, no problem. What I have to do, I have done it. Now this is the time I can give up my body. Then one day, the master, Shivanandaji, he was in Belur monastery, because the Shivanandaji Maharaj, Mahapurush Maharaj, has seen the passing away of so many direct disciples. He was the one who passed away after many years. Then somebody said, no, Koka Maharaj, Subodhanandaji was on the deathbed. Then Koka Maharaj, Mahapurush Maharaj said, Shivanandaji, hey Koka, why can't you live? If you think you can live, immediately Koka Maharaj said, I don't want to live anymore. Then I don't know how long Master keeps me here. Now I'm ready. If this moment, if I think I can give up this body. just by waiting for the Sri Ramakrishna's command. That was the thing. So generally they say when we born, we say we cry saying that ko aham, kaha aham, who am I, who am I, who am I. When we die, soham, I am he, I am he, I am he. So because he knows that he is none other than the body is subject to change. Body has to undergo the 6 modifications. That is why you feel it, Sri Ramakrishna is in me. Now whenever the Sri Ramakrishna gives instruction, I just give up this body. From kaha aham to saha aham, the stage has come. So the divine Leela of Swami Subodhananda has ended like that. So really that Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yogam, what the divine qualities, Arjanam, simple heart, simplicity, straightforwardness is the only thing one should have. Sri Ramakrishna often often says in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, childlike nature will help us to realize God in very faster. No crookedness will help in realizing God. There are one teaching especially I liked, So that teaching itself speaks this Swami in how much heights he has gone in the path of spirituality. He says, God can be realized much more tangibly than a man feels the presence of the companion with whom he is walking. This unless and until, once again I am reading, God can be realized much more tangibly than a man feels the presence of the companion with whom he is walking. Somebody is walking with you. Then God can be realized much more tangibly. He says, if somebody is walking with me, I know that somebody is walking with me. God can be realized much more tangibly, like this he says. So one Swami was telling me when I was talking to him, he says, this itself shows the highest spiritual realization. He says, God can be realized much more tangibly. So someone is walking with me, I can see him, someone is walking much more tangibly. We can realize God means, you can understand the spiritual heights of Swami Subodhananda ji. There is one more teaching also. He says, man enters family life. You need not to take as a family life. Man enters into the worldly life and gets involved in worldly affairs. But if he takes in refuge in the Lord and then attends to the duties of life, he can withstand much better the storms and stresses of the world, all of which he can ignore by his dependence on God's dispensation. This is a wonderful thing. Because when we live in the worldly life, we have to encounter so many shocks, so much stress, all those things will be there. But you can fulfill your duties when you refuse in the Lord and then attends to the duties of life. He or she can withstand much better the storms and stresses of the world, all of which he can ignore by his dependence on God's dispensation. That's all. So in the world, as long as we are in the worldly life, so long we are subject to encounter so many problems, trials and tribulations. Then those shocks, if at all, you have to face it. So only thing is we need to refuse in God. When you refuse in God, when these disturbances, these troubles, when they come because of we have depending on God, so everything goes so smoothly, we will be able to withstand to the shocks. This is what Swami Subodhananda's main teachings. Once again, I recap entire thing because he is a man of simplicity. That is what Bhagavad Gita. No crookedness. He is so simple. That's why you can say he is a realized soul. So Sri Ramakrishna also very often used to say the childlike simplicity is very much important in the spiritual life. Because this boy born to such a couple, they were all devoted to the Kali. They were all devoted to the religious practices. That's why this boy, since from childhood, he got the inclination towards spiritual life. He doesn't want to get into the worldly life. That idea of realizing God itself brought him to the Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And the moment Sri Ramakrishna has seen him, he could understand that this boy is not ordinary boy. This boy is of much spiritual caliber, highest spiritual caliber, and he promised him that that means Subodhananda will realize God in this very birth itself. Actually, when he came to the Sri Ramakrishna, the boy did not open his mouth. So, are you belong to the family of Krishnadas Ghosh? Ramakrishna himself asked. The moment when he saw the boy, immediately Sri Ramakrishna could understand from where he is coming. He said, "Are you belongs to the Krishnadas Ghosh?" Yes, yes. How do you know? He said, "I used to come to your house many times when I was living in Jamarpakur." Then this boy's spiritual inclination grew up in the presence of the Sri Ramakrishna, and when Sri Ramakrishna initiated him, then he could see so many visions, and the Sri Ramakrishna also said, awaken mother. Through that, he could rouse the spiritual feelings in Swami Subodhanandaji. Then he started going to Mahendranath Gupta and learning so many techniques and the Sri Ramakrishna's sadhanas practices and all, because the devotees always should think about God. Tushyanti Ramanticha, Bhagavad Gita says, that's why we get the happiness and the bliss by listening to the pastime stories of Bhagavan. So that's how he was listening from the Master Mahasaya, the pastime stories of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And slowly started practicing spiritual disciplines, and he joined in the monastery, and Swami Vivekananda gave name Swami Subodhananda because his childhood name is Subodh, so that's how he gave name Subodhananda. And he was very fond of tea, and when Swami Vivekananda pleased him with his small gesture, then Koka, whatever you ask, I will grant. But this childlike nature, simplicity boy, he asked only just throughout my life, I should not miss the tea. That boon was granted to him. And slowly he was engaged himself in various service activities and spreading the message of Sri Ramakrishna so many places. That's how his life, his health deteriorated, and finally the end came. And we will know that through his practices, through his austerities, through his conversations, people used to feel the presence of the Swami Subodhanandaji, and definitely he has realized the goal, he has realized the purpose of human life also. That's why he is Subodhanandaji, that's why he became the direct disciple. That's why nobody can become the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. All the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna are realized masters only. There are two teachings, a person, the first teaching is God can be realized much more tangibly than a man feels the presence of the companion with whom he is walking. This is the first teaching. The second teaching is man enters worldly life and gets involved in worldly affairs. But if he takes in refuge in the Lord and then attends to the duties of life, he can withstand much better the storms and stresses of the world, all of which he can ignore by his dependence on God's dispensation. So this is what is Swami Subodhanandaji's message, and we are fortunate to meditate on some of the incidents and some of the teachings of Swami Subodhanandaji Maharaj. So may Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother Sarada Devi and Swami Vivekananda, Swami Subodhanandaji bless us all with unflinching devotion towards Sri Ramakrishna and Mother and Swami Vivekananda. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.